We have an exciting new LCT release. It's probably our biggest one. We have very big, exciting new features. And one thing to note is we changed our versioning system. So this is release 23.2. It's like Oracle's versioning system. This means it's a second release in this year. So let's jump right in and check out the new features. One thing we wanted to add for a fairly long time is interactive grid testing. And the reason it took so long is because it's actually quite complex. It has a really complex HTML structure. It's not easy to interact with. And we came up with a quite good solution in our opinion. We have this wizard where you can just select the page and the interactive grid on that page. You get a list of columns available. You just fill in your values, click save, and you get a list of generated steps that fill each column step by step. You can also fairly easily modify them. They're just updated fill field steps. They existed before, but we added the selector for interactive grid columns there. In the end, you can just execute your test and see that everything works fine. Great. We did a rework for our variable system and we introduced new types to it. First one being constant, that's just for values that can't change. Then next one are dynamic case and worksheet variables. These can actually change during your test execution, so there's actually a separate step to set the value. So you can, for example, store the value of a page item in a variable and access that later. Difference between these two types is one is scope to the case, so when the next case starts, it's reset again. Other one, the worksheet one, the value exists also in the next case. And the last one are the set variables. That's how the variables used to work before. It's for using different sets of values for a variable, and for each test execution, a random set is used. Before this release, we showed just raw log at the output, and we wanted to change that. So we now show a list of each case in the execution, and you can quickly see which succeeded, which failed. You can even see the retry number, and you can then open up the failed ones, see at which step exactly the test failed. So you don't need to map the output lines in your head to the steps you defined. And you can also then filter the screenshots on the right side, so you can only get the screenshots from a specific case or even retry number. Some workflows in your apps require file uploads. We also want to cover these, so we added a new way to use uploads in your tests. So in your worksheet, we have this section here where you can store files, and then in your test you can use the step set input files and select the input field on the page, select the file, and then the test will upload the file to the field. We added some new basic steps to LCT. First one is a hover step. So in some cases you want to, for example, check if a pop-up is appearing, or if you can only click some buttons if you hover over a certain area. And you can use this step, as you can see here, with different sources like page element, interactive grid column, or a custom selector. And additionally, we have also two new assertions. First one checks if an element has an attribute, and second one if an element has a class. We have these templates like fill form, login, or the interactive grid one I showed you before that allow you to create a sequence of single steps in one simple go. So you don't have to create every fill field for a form by yourself. You just get this beautiful UI with a list of all the fields, and it will create all the single steps for you. In the past, you could only create them for a new case. Now you can finally add one to an existing case. Last but not least, we have a list of smaller improvements. For example, in the click step, you can now select to remove the target blank attribute from any link. So the link will open in the same tab and you can go on with your test. Also, we did some accessibility improvements throughout the app, and we also fixed some issues and bugs. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're interested in learning more about LCT, visit our website lct.software, and there you can get more information, can contact us and see also the pricing of our product. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your day. Bye.